also going to try to be very cognizant about my time. So we are going to do it really down and dirty on DBRS and employment services. I'm Samantha Oras, I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Employment Horizons. You heard us mention a lot today. We do have a table. If there's questions that I do not answer for you while I'm talking, Andrea has many flyers, my business cards are there, please just reach out. So I'm going to start off by saying I promise this is not a commercial for Employment Horizons. I clearly think that we are the best supporting employment agency in New Jersey. However, the bulk of what I say is going to be transferable to any supported employment agency in New Jersey, and it's really just what parents, individuals that are receiving services, families, circles of support should expect when you're going to one of these providers. So EH was founded in 1957 by a group of concerned parents, like some of the folks here today, to provide employment services for individuals with disabilities and other barriers to employment. Most of our services are funded by DBRS, or the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation Services, which we just heard Gwen talk about. What do they do? So they are a state agency that falls under the Department of Labor. They are there to fund us and act as a liaison to make sure we are doing a good job with the state's money and that we are providing good services to individuals that are receiving them. What does it look like when somebody goes to DBR? So when someone's initially referred, they can either self-refer, so there's a form on DBR's website that can just be filled out and sent in to the local county office. The school can handle the referral, or an organization like Employment Horizons can handle the referral. It's a very quick and easy form. It's nothing to be scared of when filling it out. DBRS will do an intake. They'll make sure the person's eligible for services, basically that they have a disability, and a plan will be developed between the individual and DBR for what is going to happen. What kind of services does that person need? What does that look like? That person is given a list of organizations that provide those services. Employment Horizons would be one of the organizations that's on that list, and they choose who they're going to work with. DBR then sends a referral to that organization, and the organization reaches out to the individual and their family. And then when that organization does that initial connection, they're looking for a match between their staff and the individual client that was referred. So, what is the person looking to do? Where do they live? What kind of needs do they have? And they make a nice match between their staff and the client at that point. So, some of the main things, or some of the biggest services that are funded by DBRS is supported employment. Now, there's a few things that fall under supported employment. It's a pretty broad term, but basically what it does is it assists people in finding a job in the community. So employment should be consistent with skills, interests, and preferences of the individual. It's person-centered. Like Gwen just got done saying, it's about the person. It's not about the mom, it's not about the dad, it's not about the brother, and it's not about the job coach. It's about the individual. So it's what that person wants. Again, kind of within reason, a lot of times, and Andrea can vouch for this, we get young people that come to us and say they want to be TikTok famous. I cannot help somebody be TikTok famous, I'm sorry. So we will look for other things that maybe would be a stepping stone into that direction, or we'll suss out why somebody wants to be TikTok famous. Maybe they just, want to see their name printed somewhere, and you can find another job in which their name would be printed somewhere, and we're fulfilling that need. There's a lot of ongoing support services that fall under supported employment. The main things that a parent would hear are pre-placement. Pre-placement is basically what happens before someone gets a job. So it's all of the resume writing, job applications, interview preparation. Our staff can go on interviews with people and make sure that they're understanding questions that are being asked of them, so that they have more success on the interview. Once somebody receives a job, they receive job coaching, which is really tailored to the individual. So some folks need more support, some folks need less support, some folks will get their support on site where it's really intense, and somebody is helping them learn how to do their job and building up natural supports for them on the work site. Other folks, they need less support. They maybe just need to check in with somebody when they're having a stressful situation, and they might need a pair up with their job coach just to have conversations about the job. What's great in New Jersey is that we fund long-term follow-on, which basically means we can stick with the person and provide support as long as is needed. Lots of states don't actually do that, but we do. So if somebody needs somebody to provide job coaching or check-ins to them for decades, we can do that. One of the programs that's only at Employment Horizons is the RISE program. That's our Youth Transition to Employment program. We discussed before, it is hard in school. I have to say, it is hard when school ends. School's kind of a one-stop shop. There's lots of things that are right there. There's lots of people to answer questions for you. When school is done, that stops. And there's things here, and there's nobody to help, nobody to ask questions. So Andrea is actually one of our instructors in the RISE program. We developed it to make it easier for parents, families, and the individual to navigate that transition, because it provides some additional hand-holding and an additional intensive level of support to make that transition easier. It has assessments, a work readiness class, career counseling, job sampling. We'll help somebody either get a job, go to college, go to a vocational training program, again, whatever their goal is, we will help them to reach it. And then they can transition into other services within Employment Horizons, which makes it really nice and easy for them, because their staff are continuing to be the same individuals and the same team that they've already developed rapport with. So that is one of the things that's only available at EH. It is grant funded, so there's no cost to anyone for that except the state of New Jersey. Last thing I'll bring up is the Culinary Arts program, also only at Employment Horizons. Others exist, again, I think mine's the best. It's a 10-week-long program, which is a blend of classroom and hands-on instruction, everything needed to work in the food service industry, from knife skills, sanitation, recipe reading, measuring ingredients, different cooking methods and customer service, with the opportunity to earn the ServSafe certification. And with the RISE program, you can also transition easily into our supported employment services. So in short, you should really expect a lot of communication to be directly with the individual, because all of these plans and services are about them, they're person-centered, and they're individualized. So sometimes we get parents that are really offended because we're not calling mom and dad, but the services aren't about mom and dad, they're about the individual. So definitely just keep that in mind, and I think I've got some time. So thank you.